Hello everyone, welcome to EduTab and welcome to NABARD ARD static series through MCQs. Students, today under the chapter Farm and Agriculture Engineering, we will be discussing about tillage implements. First, I'll answer the question that I had given you in the previous video, and then we will see what are the different types of tillage implements. But before that, I'd like to tell you about the initiative that has been taken by EduTab as we have launched this comprehensive NABARD guidebook. This is your one-step solution to all your queries regarding NABARD. Like if you want to know what is the NABARD as an organization, what is the functioning of NABARD, you can get your all question answered from this comprehensive guide. Also, if you had doubt regarding NABARD exams, like how many phases are there, what is the job profile, what is the eligibility criteria, everything is covered in this book. And also on the top of that, it is providing you the 6-step strategy and resources to clear your NABARD exam. Students, you can download this guidebook for free, and for that you have to go to the description box, click on the link, register yourself and download this guidebook for free. Now let's start our video with the question that I have given you in the previous video, that was sprinkler system can be used to irrigate all crops except. Options are rice, wheat, jute, all of the above, both A and C. Students, we have discussed that your sprinkler system cannot be used in your rice and wheat. So your answer for this question will be both A and C. Now moving on to today's topic, that is tillage implement. Okay, in your second lecture we have discussed about tillage. Okay, we have two types of tillage, that is preparatory tillage and after cultivation. Okay, if you remember, if you can recall, and your preparatory tillage is divided into two parts, that is primary tillage and secondary tillage. And basically, according to this tillage operation, our farm implements are also divided. Okay, our tillage implements are also divided into primary tillage implements and secondary tillage implements. Now, if you can remember, if you can recall that our primary tillage was that operation in which we are reducing the soil strength and breaking the soil into clods. So all those implements which are required for the primary tillage, from which the primary tillage is done, they are your primary tillage implements. Similarly, when you reduce these clods into soil, and you prepare good soil seed bed, then that all come under your secondary tillage, and implements used to do secondary tillage are called as secondary tillage implements. Okay, that is, first is your primary tillage implement, then second is your secondary tillage implements. Okay. Now students, your primary tillage implement is used for primary tillage. Okay, I have told you what is the primary tillage, and they can include your both animal drawn and tractor drawn implements. Okay, your animal drawn and tractor drawn, they can be both animal drawn as well as tractor drawn. Moving on to the secondary tillage implement, students, your secondary tillage operation are performed after primary tillage. As I have told you that after breaking the soil strength to clod, we go for the secondary tillage. Okay, to pulverize the soil. So your secondary tillage operation are performed after primary tillage and to create proper soil test for seeding and planting. Okay, so to prepare good soil test, we go for secondary tillage by secondary tillage implements. Okay, students, first let's discuss about primary tillage implements, and the very first implement is our indigenous plough. This is the animal drawn plough. Students, this is the animal drawn plough. Okay, as you can see in the picture, if you have ever visited or been in the village, you must have seen this type of tillage implement. Okay, so this is called your indigenous plough. It is an animal drawn plough, and what it do, whenever this plough cut the soil, it forms a V-shaped furrow. Okay, whenever this plough cut your soil, a V-shaped furrow is being formed. Okay, a V-shaped furrow is being formed, and the top width of this V-shaped furrow means this width is your 15 to 20 centimeter. Okay, and depth is 10 to 15 centimeter, means this depth is your 10 to 15 centimeter. So this is important, student. You must remember that the depth of V-shaped furrow is your 10 to 15 centimeter and width is 15 to 20 centimeter. Okay. Now, field capacity of this plough. What is field capacity? It is, in terms of this agriculture engineering, field capacity is your amount of area which it is plowing in a particular time. Okay, that is your field capacity, and field capacity for this indigenous plough is 0.4 hectare per day of 8 hours. Okay, so that is your field capacity for this indigenous plough, which is your 0.4 hectare per day of 8 hours. Okay, students, now this indigenous plough is also called as your country plough. You must remember the another name of indigenous plough is country plough. Now you have to remember here, it is an animal drawn, open a V-shaped furrow which is 15 to 20 centimeter wide, 10 to 15 meter depth, and the field capacity is 0.4 hectare per day of 8 hours. And it is also known as your country plough. Now, before discussing other types, first discuss questions based on the concept which we have discussed till now. Dash is an animal drawn plough. It penetrates into soil and break it open. Okay. See, animal drawn plough is asked to you. Your options are country plough, Indian plough, indigenous plough, none of the above, both A and C. Okay. And just how we have read that your indigenous plough and country plough, they both are same terms. So answer will be both A and C. It is an animal drawn plough. Moving on to the next question which has come in your NABARD Grade A 2018, that what is the depth of V-shaped furrow? Okay, options are 10 to 15 centimeter, your 5 to 10 centimeter, 20 to 25 centimeter, 25 to 30 centimeter, or 12 to 16 centimeter. And right answer for this question is 10 to 15 centimeter, as we have just discussed this thing. That the depth of V-shaped furrow is your 10 to 15 centimeter. Now, moving on to the next question which says, what is the field capacity of indigenous plough? Students, we have discussed this thing also, that the field capacity of indigenous plough is, see, it is 0.4 hectare per day of 8 hours. Okay, so the options, here the options are not written properly. 0.4 hectare per day of 8 hours. Okay, of 8 hours. And the right answer for this question will be 0.4 hectare per day of 8 hours. Okay, so please correct this. The right answer will be 0.4 hectare per day of 8 hours. Now, let's discuss some other types of primary tillage implements. First is your mold bowl plough. Okay, now what is this mold bowl plough? It is the oldest of all agriculture implements and it's important. Okay, it is considered important tillage implement because it simultaneously cut, lift, invert, and pulverize the furrow slice. That is why it is considered as important. Okay, your mold bowl plough is the oldest and is considered important, and its working is that it is cutting, lifting, and inverting and pulverizing your furrow slice. Okay, moving on to the next implement, that is your disc plough. Students, where we cannot use mold bowl plough, like in your hard soil, then we go for disc plough. Okay, see, this plough also cut, turns, and in some cases break furrow slice by the means of separately mounted large steel disc. Okay, there is a separately mounted large steel disc in this type of plough, and it is simultaneously what doing? It is doing cutting, turning, and sometimes it is breaking the furrow slice with this separately mounted steel disc. Also, this is, as I have already told, where the mold bowl plough cannot work, like in your hard and dry soil, you can go for disc plough. So that was your another types of tillage implement, mold bowl plough and disc plough. Now, some more type of primary tillage implements is your chisel plough. Students, here what is happening? It is used to cut hard soil by number of narrow tines. Okay, these are the narrow tines. It is used to cut hard soil, and also in this is useful for breaking hard layers just below the regular plowing depth. Okay, we have a regular plowing depth. We can go deeper and can plow hard soil also from this chisel plow. Now moving on to the next type, that is your subsoiler. Students, in subsoiler, what is happening? This is designed to penetrate soil to the deeper depth. Okay, see here it penetrates soil to the deeper depth and to achieve the normal flowing operation. See in this type of flow, in subsoiler, as the name says, suggests subsoiler means we have a particular soil depth, but if we want to go deeper flowing, so we use this subsoiling, and the depth of this can be from 40 centimeter to more than your 100 centimeter. Okay, And why we are doing so? Why we are going deeper plowing? Because sometimes hard pans are formed in our soil. So to break that hard pan, we are going for plowing through subsoilers. Okay. So these were your another types of primary tillage implement. Now let's discuss question based on them. Dash is used especially when mold plow is not useful, such as hard and dry soil. Okay. Options are disc plow, chisel plow, subsoiler, all of the above, none of the above. So we have discussed that it is your disc plow. Right answer is your disc plow. Now moving on to the next question, which says, what is the plow depth of for subsoiler? Options are 40 centimeter to 100 centimeter, 30 centimeter to 35 centimeter, 25 centimeter to 30, 10 to 25 centimeter, none of them. So the right answer for this is your 40 centimeter to 100 centimeter. It can be more than 100 centimeter, but according to option we have to see the most appropriate one. So it will be your 40 to 100 centimeter. Okay. Now let's discuss about secondary tillage implement. Student, under your secondary tillage implement, we study harrow. Okay, harrow is a type of secondary tillage implement. Why? Because this is a farm implement which is cutting the soil of shallow depth and smoothing and pulverizing the soil. Okay, for good seed bed preparation. So harrow is basically a secondary tillage farm implement which is cutting the soil of shallow depth and pulverizing the soil for preparing good seed bed. So that is why this come under your secondary tillage implement. Also students, depending upon the type of different type of disc it can have spiked tooth, it can have disc so they are, your harrows can be of different type. Okay, so but basically you have to remember that your harrow is secondary tillage implement. Okay, now we have another implements which are doing are both primary as well as secondary tillage. We have discussed this thing in our tillage chapter also, that your rotary tillage. Okay, your rotary tillers are those implements which are doing your primary as well as secondary operation, tillage operation simultaneously in one go. Okay, and it is also known as your rotavator. So students, in rotavator or rotary tillage, what is happening here, both primary and secondary tillage are happening at one go, and it is good for your seed bed and pulverization of soil. Okay, and in one go, only in one go, we can achieve our primary and secondary tillage. Now see, we have discussed about the minimum tillage. Okay, and the minimum tillage we discussed different concept, and one of them was the rotary tillage. Okay, so rotary tillage is done by rotary tiller, which is also known as rotavator. Okay, you must know this name, rotavator. Okay, if the question comes like which of the implement is used for both primary and secondary tillage, then answer will be a rotary or rotavator. Okay, now let's discuss questions. Dash is a farm implement that cuts the soil to a shallow depth for smoothing, okay, and pulverizing, okay, smoothing and pulverizing. Options are rotary tiller, chisel plow, rotavator, harrow, both A and C. Students, we have discussed that the answer will be harrow. Harrow is your secondary secondary tillage implement, which is your going to the shallow depths and your smoothing and pulverizing your soil. Moving on to the next question, which says, which of the following is secondary tillage implement? And options are disc plow, chisel plow, subsoiler, harrow, none of the above. And this is also very simple question, and answer will be your harrow. The harrow is your secondary tillage implement. Now, the last question for you, which you have to do, which is which of the following is a tillage implement which of the following tillage implement can perform primary as well as secondary tillage in single pass. Okay, options are rotary tiller, chisel plow, rotavator, harrow, both A and C. Students, this question is for you, and you have to solve this question, and do let me know the answer of this question in the comment box. Okay, so that was all for this video, students. If you like our series, you have to subscribe. For more video, you have to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you want to download the PDF of this lecture, you have to join us on our Telegram channel. So that was all for this video, students. I hope you have liked the video. Thank you so much.